Excellent refereeing here. He delayed. What a goal!
Fuck you, Otamendi. Fuck you so much. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here and welcome back to another video here on the channel. And today I'm very excited because the FIFA 18 World Cup mode has been released. So I've been playing this all night long and I'm really excited to bring you guys today a video in which we take a look at Italy and what if they made it to the Russia 2018 World Cup. This is a video, a simulation per se, of what would happen if Italy would actually make the group stages here. Moreover, I want to say that this Italy team EA Sports have put in the game has a very weird team selection, and this could most probably be because they want to simulate Ventura's last coach tenure or period, where he never really adjusted to having all these Italy players, to have too many midfielders, there are not enough wingers, there are so many fullbacks. It's weird. It's a very weird team selection. So please bear in mind this before you start putting on the comments like, why did you leave out Bernardeschi? Trust me, I would have given Federico a chance. He will be a starter on my squad, but apparently here Candreva is still the best right winger in Italy nowadays. So if you're excited for this simulation, be sure to leave it a like, be sure to subscribe for more videos like this, as well as checking out our previews of the World Cup. And now let's get started off with this Italy journey to the Russia 2018 World Cup. So as you can see on your screen now, I selected Italy to be in Group D. They'll be joining Argentina, Croatia and Nigeria. I've put this because I think that Italy just deserve a very tough group. We need to show what we can do in this World Cup. So replacing Iceland for a very difficult group with Argentina, Croatia and Nigeria seems like a very interesting option. So I'm gonna go with it and let's hope that we can do our best. So the first match was against Argentina. This is a game where we certainly were the underdogs. I think that Argentina are the main favorites in this group, and certainly we cannot take that from them because they're not in a transitional period just yet. They're coming into a transition period, but now us Italy, we are already in a transition period. So we need to take care of ourselves. We don't need to worry about anybody else on what the critics say. For most of the first half, we were actually nullifying each other because we had one player in exactly the same position as the other team. This really made it very hard to try and penetrate through the midfield because both our midfields were very cramped. But plus, our goalkeepers were absolutely superb. Gianluigi Buffon putting out save after save, and Romero just creating an impeccable wall because we were not able to go through. We had many chances in the first half, at least 3 of them, and none of them got even close. Like, we either shot wrong or Romero made an amazing save to try and stop us. I think that this was the main thing that we needed to work out, because something that Italy are not good IRL and also in game is that I don't think we can score enough goals. We have amazing strikers, we have good left wingers, right wingers, but there isn't that player to connect us all, and I think that that was something that we really liked in this match. I was hoping Lorenzo Pellegrini to be that, but he ended up playing like a sort of Paulinho, who just came late into the box to try and get a chance. But if we don't create any chance for a rebound to even happen, then Lorenzo Pellegrini is not even useful. Midway through the second half, I realized that our best way to try and get the 3 points, because nothing was happening, I mean absolutely nothing was happening, was to stretch out the midfield and the defense of Argentina. I tried to play it out wide a little bit, so I changed up to a 4-3-3. I pushed Pellegrini back into the midfield of a 3 between Verratti and Jorginho, and then I pushed Florenzi for the right and Insigne for the left. I tried to recreate, for instance, what Lazio does often for Immobile, which is try to stretch out the defense so much that Immobile just looks alone in the box, so he can get that one-touch finish that he does very good. So that was what I tried to recreate. However, what just ended happening was giving up more space for someone like Dybala and Messi, which Dybala, to be honest, played even a better match than Lionel Messi. Dybala was all over the pitch, was completely demolishing us, and he's amazing in this one-touch football where he can just get the ball and just touch it and completely nullify a defender or midfielder and kick them out of the play. He was so good doing that. He got shots from outside the box and he was really deadly, and I was already thinking, I was anticipating a goal from Dybala, but it never came. Thankfully, there was something that we managed to stop, but Dybala was just stirring us up, I mean, time and time again. So when we were about to get the 1 point, the sole 1 point, Otamendi just jumped out of the defense, even marked by Bonucci and Chiellini, our two main center backs. He jumped completely outside and just hit the ball with his tip of the head and sent it to the back post. And that was game, set, and match. Argentina managed to beat us on the 90th minute with a header. Like, I mean, can it get more Italian than that? So unfortunately, we were sitting with 0 points at the end of the first match day, drawing up with Nigeria and just beating them on the goal difference because Nigeria took an absolute beating from the Croatians. They lost 3-0. Now it was our chance to get back into the race and try to qualify by beating Nigeria in the second match. So hopefully we can get this time around the 3 points. Our main thinking behind this match was that Nigeria really want a fast match. They want to use their agility and physicality to their best of their ability, so they want a fast tempo match. So what I tried to do was give them what they wanted and put a 4-3-3 and try to really fire and really fight fire with fire to try and get the best out possible of our team as well. So I went with a 4-3-3, put Lorenzo Insigne back into the right back position, keep the other defenders the same, put Jorginho, Berratti and Lorenzo Pellegrini into the side, and then up top give Immobile the chance to start in the sole striker position where he liked the best, and put Lorenzo Insigne through the left and Simeone Verdi through the right. I gotta say right away that I was impressed with Nigeria. Nigeria were so fast. Like I said, I want a fast match, but Nigeria was so much faster. It was so much faster. They were pressuring me so hard. They were absolutely demolished in the Italians. Their physicality was absolutely absurd, and their number 10, a Tabo, was absolutely incredible. He was getting down and up the pitch, was helping out completely, and we just got stunned. Basically, we got stunned and we got shooked, and we never could respond it because after a few minutes in, Iwobi got the first goal. He got a completely ball roll, nullified the tackle of Bonucci, and just kicked it into the back of the net. It was absolutely absurd. This was a very, very good goal for the Nigerians, but Italy, on the other hand, we were absolute trash. And for most of the game, I was absolutely screaming, Mayday, 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 because the rescue never came. And Nigeria just kept this form up and up the pitch. Their stamina was absolutely incredible. I just decided to change it up already, put Belotti in, try to give how many people to push them up in front because they had two very tight lines of 4, and it was just very, very hard to break it through. And we just put so many numbers into the box, so many numbers up the field, but we couldn't conclude anything because our shots weren't even getting close. The defenders were so fast. Everything was being closed down by Nigeria, so kudos to them. And at the end of the day, we had one final chance with Andrea Belotti, but we couldn't put it on target. And that's how Italy were going out of the World Cup to Nigeria by losing 1-0 by the smallest of margin. Italy never could get back into the game and lost to Nigeria 1-0, sealing the deal and going home. Moving on, we had the game against Croatia. Obviously, we wanted to get the 3 points. We don't want to end with 0 points to try and make us look a little bit competitive at least. So I wanted to get the win against Croatia. The thing about Croatia is that they share very similar problems with Italy. They don't have those expansive wingers that just can open up the defense and midfielders. They don't have a normal number 10 to just open up. Like, he doesn't have that penetrating passes. Modric can do that, but I mean, they just don't. If you know what I mean, they don't have that enganche. We need an enganche in Italy, and also Croatia needs an enganche. So I decided to pack my midfield similar to what they would do, because normally they played up with 4 midfielders. They played up with Brozovic, Rakitic, Kovacic and Modric. So you can see it's a very, very packed midfield. So I tried to recreate the same. And I gotta say that this time around, the formation worked out pretty nicely. We were stunned right away from the start with a goal from Mandzukic, but we were able to get a goal back ourselves through Belotti, our first goal of the competition. Can you believe it? On the final match day. What a disappointment. But something that I realized about this is that Insigne was very good at doing those penetrating passes. He was very fast, small, agile, mobile, so he was very good to try and get past all the midfielders of Croatia and get past the center backs. He obviously was not a top tier number 10, but he did the job. He did the job very nicely. And the same thing with our two strikers up top. We decided to play Andrea Belotti and Ciro Immobile in the same squad to see how it would go, even though they're very similar strikers and don't complement each other very nicely as such a Diego Costa and Griezmann would do. I gotta say that they played very good. We were able to get many goals. We actually won 5-2 this match with an amazing performance from our strikers and also from Marco Verratti. But I gotta say that overall this is not a sustainable formation for Italy to try out. I gotta say that in this case it worked because we were facing up a team who had very similar problems to us. And in the sense of playing against a team like Argentina, a team like France for instance, we're just gonna get demolished because they have like I said, so many good wingers up the field. And if we play these formations, we're just gonna get completely turned out because we don't have anything to compete with them in the wide flanks. We don't have any players like that. And more in taking into account that if we play with this squad with no Bernardeschi, no El Shaarawy, no people like Spinazzola, or no people like Politano, even people like Domenico Berardi, we're absolutely outrun through the left and through the right. So I think that's the main thing Italy needs to work out for the next World Cup and hopefully do a better job than I did. So overall guys, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. I obviously tried my best to give Italy the pride that they deserved, but unfortunately I lost 2 games, and at the end of the day that cost us our World Cup progression into the knockout stages. I certainly would have seen a very similar thing from Italy if they would have gone to the World Cup. I think they would have made it through to the next stages, but I just don't see them competing very deep into this competition because they don't have that number 10, they don't have that enganche that they need, they don't have that wide depth that we really required in a team going into the World Cup to face teams who are incredible in that. I don't think that there's any team of the top elite international nations that doesn't have a good left winger or good right winger. In this case, Italy has Lorenzo Insigne, but he cannot do the job by himself. He certainly needs somebody else with them, and we need also a creative midfielder who's able to make plays out of nothing. And right now Verratti is not really that player. Lorenzo Pellegrini can be, but is not right now that player. So I think in the future Italy with Mancini needs to work out what they can do in the future, because there is a team, there is a nation with a lot of potential, but the thing is that they need to work out a formation. They need to work out a very good system which these players can develop, because for the next World Cup it will certainly be a lack of disrespect to Italy if they cannot perform well enough for give their fans, their nation, their people a good World Cup.